YouTube podcast world. What's good, family? You already know the name, man. Pays and Plays podcast here. We're giving you week 17. One more week left for the regular season after this week, okay? I could have dropped it yesterday. I could have done it yesterday, but I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it super early so you guys can get Christmas bets tomorrow and all that. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and this is a good holiday, right? We know this is a time of year where some people, some people are down, right? Winter blues is real to some people, man. And hey, man, let's just keep the spirits going, bro. We've been cooking on this channel, so let's continue the momentum, all right? So before I go into this week, I wrote something down because I looked into some things, and I want to give you guys I guess it's a slight trend, but this is something that I have kind of noticed too, though. So since 1990, eliminated teams playing against teams who need to win out the last 2 weeks to make the playoffs at the end of the season. So pretty much the underdog that has got eliminated already against the spread, 108 to 69 and 4. So yes, 108 wins, 69 losses, and 4 pushes, which is ties. That's 61%. So just keep that in mind with this week and the next week. Just keep that in mind. Okay. We just a little food for thought. Okay. Anyway, though, let's get right into it. We got 3 Christmas games, 2 Saturday games, and then the rest is, could have did it all broken up, but I ain't want to. I'm gonna do it all at once. I mean, you guys, Christmas ideas and all that shit. All right, so Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. Commanders +7. I'm not touching +7. Honestly, bro, I would say Cowboys to win and cover, but I mean, well, really because they're playing against Josh Johnson. I mean, that's probably the only really realistic idea. None of these teams are going anywhere. They've already been eliminated. Dallas is going to be Dallas. So what I think will be happening is what's cool is if you take that teaser, we gonna go ahead and do a teaser. We're gonna give you a parlay teaser in a minute, but I'm gonna say Cowboys to win and cover. I'm not touching Commanders after I touched them last week +7, and they just choked that game away against Philly, covering all game, and then fourth quarter comes, bro. They just kind of gave up. So no Mariota too. So I will go with Cowboys to win and cover. Next game, you got the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings now 7.5 point underdogs. I'm gonna go Lions to win and cover. The Vikings backup quarterback is not good, bro. No offense. I know he's a Minnesota guy too, but yeah, bro. You lost the value if you didn't take it at 5.5 until they announced that JJ McCarthy was out. So yeah, that's my thing with that game, man. Lions to win and cover. And I'm gonna say one shout out, man. I'm gonna say shout out to my former high school teammate, Eric Wilson. I've been watching you, dog. I've been seeing what you've been doing since you came back to the Vikings. You are a great blitzing linebacker, and that's something I think Brian Flores has seen in him. Listen, the guy is athletic as hell, and he can make plays. This year alone now, he's starting to have a name around the league. Shout out to the guy, an undrafted guy, but hey, it shows you right there when you bust your ass, man, you can get to what you got to get to. So shout out to him. But Lions to win and cover. And lastly, for Christmas Day, should I say? Ooh, that kind of Christmas Day, should I say? Damn, that was catchy. We have the Denver Broncos traveling to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs 13.5 point underdogs. Yes, you heard that right. 13.5 point underdogs. No Patrick Mahomes, no Gardner Minshew. We got a third string guy we don't even know about. Anyway, regardless, Chiefs to cover, Broncos to win. I know that sounds wild. And I know that sounds wild. I know it does, bro. I really know it does. But we know Denver, this is not really covering these big spreads. We know this. We see this. So why even try to not I take the points against a team who has went to the AFC Championship game 1 in 3 years in a row. I know there's no Patrick Mahomes. I know that the games don't mean nothing, but at this point, this team is playing for pride, especially when you only dropped 9 points against the Titans. By the way, I did say Titans to win that game, right? So I just think this team shows up a little bit. I mean, it's a division game. Like I mentioned, these games are close. So I will go Chiefs to cover, Broncos to win. And actually, let's stay to that game real quick. I think a good thing, yes, I'm giving you guys a parlay. He's doing a parlay. Yes, I'm gonna give you guys a realistic parlay, a teaser parlay. What about if we tease up the Chiefs on the spread and the total is at 36 and a half. So let's say we tease that up, 6, 7 points. I will probably do 7 points. You can get a 20 and a half on the spread, and you can get about a 43 and a half on the over under going under. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that realistically makes a lot of sense if you want a same game parlay type deal. The odds probably going to be maybe like somewhere like maybe minus something. Not too crazy, maybe like minus 120, but I mean that's value. But if you want to add, let's say you want to add the other games, I would say add the Cowboys, add the Lions, tease that number down. Those two teams just have to win, and the only real sweater would be the two plays in one, which would be the Chiefs 20 and a half and the over under 43 and a half. I think that realistically makes sense for Christmas Day. Next game, next two games are Saturday games. We got the Houston Texans traveling to LA to take on the Chargers. Chargers 1.5 point favorites. I'm gonna go Texans to win and cover. That's crazy. I've been actually fading the Chargers, and it just has not worked out the last 2 weeks. But this week right here, the Chargers have been reeling, but the Texans has been cooking too, bro. You almost think that that game against the Raiders maybe was a look, because I always tell you guys, look ahead spots are a real thing. I think that was a look ahead spot because they know they play the Chargers. That's going to be a big, meaningful game. This game is more. If you're the Texans, this is more desperation for you guys than the Chargers. Chargers are already going to be in the playoffs. It's really all on the Texans, bro, because they have to worry about the division as well. So I'm going to go Texans to win and cover. I don't. This defense is going to attack Herbert, and the thing is, Herbert has been able to escape out the pocket, which has been clutch for him. We know this Houston team is fast on defense, so I do see it to where they will limit some of those plays if he breaks out the pocket. Because, like I said, he's been cooking. But I'm going to go Texas to win and cover. Slight underdog, good value. Why not? Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Green Bay Packers. Packers -2.5. Some books -3. If Jordan Love is playing, listen, if Jordan Love is playing, I'm taking the Packers to win and cover. If it's Malik Willis, which I honestly think Malik Willis didn't play so bad against the Bears, I just trust him more with Jordan Love because this team needs to win. I mean, Baltimore needs to win too, but their main thing is going to be next week when they play against the Steelers. But this Packers team has to win, especially if the Bears lose this week. We'll see how the Lions pan out. They definitely have to win this game, bro. And I remember I was talking to shout out to the Barbershop Talk podcast. I had said I love the Packers at 10 wins. They're right there. The last 2 weeks, right? They were right there to at least get a 10th win. Is this week or next week is Minnesota, bro? They get 10 wins, bro. I can't see how they don't get 10 wins, but I know this Ravens team, man, that we don't know about Lamar Jackson's health, and that's also why like you gotta kind of stay away from this type of game. It being in the cold, I don't know how this is gonna work out for Lamar Jackson if he plays. If it's Snoop Humbly, I can't see how you can't fade the Packers. I'm just being realistic at that point. All right, Sunday games. Here we go. We got the New Orleans Saints, Magnolia at the Tennessee Titans. Titans +3. I'm going to go Saints to win and cover, but there's something that I do find value, and that's the total. The total is at 38 and a half. Yes, that seems very low because these teams have kind of been stagnant, but I'm going to go over. I can see this possibly being a 23-20 game, a 24-20 game. Tyler Shark has been a baller for the Saints. I had questions to why the Saints drafted him in the second round, but he's starting to show why he's that guy. Cam Ward has had some good games the last few weeks as well. So when you look at teams that are usually mediocre to not so good, these totals usually fly by easily because, you know, that's just kind of how it goes, bro. I'm not going to front. The Titans secondary isn't the best. Saints secondary isn't the best, but they got a solid front seven. I don't see both teams really run the ball well, but I see passing yards on both sides. I wouldn't mind throwing a dart at Shark maybe to score a touchdown. It's just because you know what's crazy. These quarterbacks are been scoring like crazy as of lately. So I like Saints to win and cover, but I'm definitely eyeing that 38 and a half over. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Duval Jaguars traveling to the Indianapolis Colts. Colts plus 6.5 point underdogs. Colts to cover, Jags to win. I got to give Philip Rivers props. He was slanging that goddamn ball against the Niners. They lost, and he did throw a pick six, but the guy was slinging that boy, bro. You saw nothing but aerial attack, bro, passing it. And I know his passes was never the prettiest passes, even growing up watching them, but for some reason, bro, they are catchable. And looking at the Jags, you do worry a little bit because they did win a big game at Mile High. That was a big game for them, and they showed up when it matters. But division games, like I always say, man, these games are close. So 6.5, I can see Jaguars winning by 3 points, and they still get the dub. So give me the Jags to win, Colts to cover. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins 5.5 point underdogs. I'm gonna take Dolphins to cover, Bucks to win. You know, the trend I told you guys earlier, this game is a perfect example because the Buccaneers have to win, and the Buccaneers has lost what, three in a row? They lost about three in a row, bro. I won't think. Actually, you know what? I think they lost more than three in a row, right? They lost to the Rams. They lost to the Saints. Okay, yeah, that's three. Okay. Yeah, that's three. Okay, that's three. That's three. But still, I see them winning this game, but this defense is just so garbage. The defense is just garbage. It's just straight putrid. I can't back this team up. And Ty Bowles, this collapse kind of reminds me of when the Broncos. If you guys are old enough, you guys remember when the Broncos were. This is like 2007, 2008 year. The Broncos were like high up in the AFC West. Like they like nobody else. I think the Chargers were like 4-8 at the time. And then they won all those games in a row and swept the Broncos, and then Shanahan got fired. I almost could see the same thing with Todd Bowles. Yeah, I can't stand it when this guy has dumbass coaching decisions, and then you see him on the sideline looking like this, just that ugly ass grin, bro. I hate that shit. At this point, he's a great coordinator, not a good head coach. I think they win this game though, but it's another look ahead spot when you know you got to play Carolina again that you just lost to. So give me the Bucks to win, but I'm really unsure on the spread on the Bucks. I'm really unsure of them to actually win this game because for Mike McDaniel, it's really up to his coaching job at this point. I think he stays with Miami for another year, but he has to at least show something in this game after getting his ass beat by the Bengals. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers. Panthers 7.5 point underdogs. Panthers to cover, Seahawks to win. But with this Sam Darnold at quarterback, who really knows, bro? He had a great game against the Rams, but I just think the cross trip it does affect you a little bit, bro. And I know Sam Darnold's coming back to Charlotte, and it's going to be maybe a little more meaningful for him. But this Panthers team, we haven't seen them be consistent on a back-to-back week, and them being at home, I do wonder if this team is at least, I still think they're going to be competitive. They're at home. The worst case scenario I see is maybe a 3 point loss, maybe a 7 point loss. That's why you take the point five with the hook, and you could be safe with that. I mean, this Panthers team, man, is very maybe one of the most weirdest Panthers teams I ever seen, but they get the job done. All right, Seahawks, on the other hand, they're reeling, man, and they actually, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, they may have to actually kind of win this game because they got to play San Francisco next week, and that might be determining who wins the NFC West, possibly maybe the number one seed. So there is some implications on both sides, but Panthers on the spread because we know next week the main game matters. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. Browns 3 point underdogs. Now, referring back to the trend, this is another perfect example, though. But I'm gonna go Steelers to win and cover. I don't know the injury update with Shador Sanders. And if he does play, bro, with that little finger injury, I don't really know how that's going to linger. But if it's Dylan Gabriel at quarterback instead of Shador, you know I got to go Pittsburgh. It's no way I could trust Dylan Gabriel, bro, to keep anything close competitively. Now, I'm going to refer to what Shador had his performance last week. If the Browns had a better offensive line, they probably would have won the game against the Buffalo Bills. But I don't know the injury update, like I said, with Shador. So if it's Dylan Gabriel, take the Steelers. If it's Shador, I will kind of just watch this game, to be quite honest with you. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. Jets 13.5 point underdogs. Patriots to win the cover, bro. I'm not touching this Jets team with Brady Cook. I didn't like Brady Cook at Missouri. I don't like Brady Cook now. I don't know how he's an NFL quarterback. Other guys that got undrafted at quarterback should have had a better chance than this guy. Patriots have been rolling. That's all I can really say, bro. Patriots have been rolling. This may be a stat line for Drake May to go off, Travion Henderson to go off, Ramon Stevenson to go off, Stephon Diggs to go off. This Jets team. What gets me about this Jets team is you got a defensive guy as a head coach, Aaron Glenn, who was a All-Pro corner, right? And this team has 0 interceptions for the fucking year. If that doesn't amaze me, I don't know what it is, bro. No interceptions. Yeah, buddy. Patriots to win the cover. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the New. Oh, I almost said New England. I don't know why, but at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals 7 point favorites. Bengals to win and cover. Now, this is at this point. This is what I have realized about the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are an automatic public fade team. I know the public has been fading them. I've been mentally fading them. I thought last week was maybe a little closer because they were playing at home against the Falcons, but other than Jacoby Brissett, bro. This team is just done. Like, the defensive injuries is so bad. And don't get me wrong, the Bengals defense isn't the best either, but like, I mean, they're going to be more better than the Cardinals defense. Other than Jacoby Brissett, bro, I mean, I don't really know what this Cardinals team has. And at this point, I do almost say they're looking at the flights, bro, to go somewhere out of the country for the off season, dog. So give me the Bengals to win and cover. I actually wouldn't mind this as a teaser. This is a 7 point. Yes, it's a 7 points, right? I wouldn't mind it as a teaser, actually, by the way, too. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders minus 1.5 favorites. And this is something that people don't realize this unless you are a fan of these two teams. These teams are the top two teams in the NFL draft board. So whoever wins, it's gonna flip-flop. I don't think Raiders with Pete Carroll is trying to tank, even though they're already as bad as they get. I'm gonna go Raiders to win and cover. I think this team might have found some way to move the ball down the field. Uh, I mean, they moved the ball down the field against one of the best defenses in the Houston Texans. So if you can do that, I think you can do this against a Giants team who can't stop anybody. And I like Jackson Dart, but I think he needs to deal with a quarterback whisperer for the offseason. Teach him how to slide. Because I think his running style is aggressive, but you see when he gets popped, bro, you always wonder, is he able to play? Is he able to get up? Because we've seen it time and time again this season with him. But I'm going with the Raiders to win and cover. I mean, better defense too. 1.5. I mean, if you don't want to do 1.5, let's do the money line at minus 120. I think you'd be okay with either or do both. I think you'll be safe. Give me the Raiders to win and cover this game. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Buffalo Bills. Bills minus 1.5. I'm going to go Bills to win and cover, but I'm actually going to look at this total. The total was at 44.5. I see it going over 44.5. This Bills defense can't stop a soul. Realistically, let's be quite honest with you. We know the Eagles can stop something, but it being Josh Allen, bro, they're gonna find ways to score. But I will caution, I believe he has like a foot injury. I don't know how serious it is right now, but I do see points score both ways. The only thing that scares me if you're going to pick the Bills, they had a whole moment of going for it on fourth down last week. I have no idea why, besides the kicker missing one like rare kick that was there. But like they went for it on like 4th and 5, 4th and 6, and you're like, bro, if it's like anywhere between 4th and 3, I can understand that. But that might be the only thing that gets you. But I see point score both sides, 44.5. I'm leaning towards that. Next game, we got the Chicago Bears at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers minus 3-point favorites. I will go with the 49ers to win and cover. But let's look into the injury report. Let's eye on George Kittle because George Kittle was definitely Brock Purdy's go-to guy, and we saw what Kittle did Monday night. And it being a short week, the only thing that benefits is that it's a Sunday night game, so it benefits them. But let's monitor that. I know it's not a high ankle sprain, so that's a good thing at least. So we're gonna monitor that. This Bears team, though, I mean, to be quite honest with you, they got lucky to beat the Packers. Okay, with some of the situations that went down. If Malik Willis never bobbled that snap on 4th and 1, we're probably talking about a whole different game. Obviously, at that point, once you got the ball, bro, you can score, you win the game. So I know the Bears are going to be aggressive at that point, but this 49ers team offensively is good. They're going to scare you on defense. That's why I see the over is at 40, 52.5. That's a lot of points. I would lean a little bit under, but like I said, when you're dealing with the 49ers defense and the Bears defense, which could get scored on, you have to wonder, right? You have to wonder. So I'm going to go with 49ers to win and cover with the -3, though. And lastly, Monday Night Football, we got the LA Rams traveling to A-Town, taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 8.5-point underdogs. Falcons to cover, Rams to win. Kirk Cousins has been playing kind of solid. Not Drake May, my bad. Drake London should be playing this game too. So we know the offense is going to show up. This Rams defense, secondary wise, is pitiful. Well, we already know they're pitiful. We've seen it. But they have to bounce back and win this game at least. I don't know how they will cover 8.5. I think that's a lot of points. You're talking to me. That's definitely a lot of points. But I do like them as a teaser. All right. So speaking of teasers, outside of the Christmas teasers I gave y'all, I do have a couple ideas looking at this sheet. So we're gonna go Bengals. We're gonna go Bengals, Texans. Yeah, we're gonna go to Saturday too. We're gonna go Texans with the 1.5, tease that up to 8.5. We're gonna go with the Bengals just to win outright when you tease that down for 7 points. And then we're gonna go, okay, we're gonna do it. We'll go Rams. We'll go Rams, tease it down, make it 1.5. We'll do 3 teams outside of the Christmas games. I think that's a solid little 3-team teaser for you guys. Something from Saturday, something for Sunday, and then something for Monday night. That concludes week 17. Picks and predictions, man. Like the content, pass the word around, bro. We know we've been cooking. I know NBA also comes up tomorrow with a bunch of games, so pay attention to my YouTube shorts. I probably will have something posted maybe either later on today or maybe early Christmas morning. I think I did it last year too, and we did pretty well. So just check out for that stuff, man. Of course, Patreon is still like $9 a month, bro. NFL best bets has been cashing. Last 3 weeks, I think we only lost 3 games, bro. I can't make this up. We've been cooking. We've been really cooking it up, especially fading against the public, bro. So you kind of see my ideas on Patreon. Or if you want some negotiations, we can have a conversation. Hit me up on Instagram, pays and plays underscore podcast. Link in the description. Same thing with the Patreon, man. Let's have a great holiday. Let's enjoy these times with family or even your mental self, right? Maybe by yourself. Sometimes you need to get mental by yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with that, all right? Just let's have a great holiday, man. Let's have a great day, man. And just be safe out here. And let's continue to get this money. You feel me?